On September the 7th, we're about to celebrate our 72nd birthday celebration. 72 years here, and most likely our last birthday celebration in these premises as well. The Suburban Rail Loop Authority has listed our church premises as property that they need to acquire. Interesting enough, to the right and to the left of our building has not been affected. I can't explain all the details that would have led to why it's our building, but ultimately I trust that God has a plan and a purpose for that. I think we're still on a journey of discovering about ourselves, what we value, what we treasure, what we hope to do in the future as well.
Well, there's a lot to remember, isn't there, Dot?
That's right.
Certainly it's got lots of memories in that. Your
That's
good
my
husband
man.
there?
He loved the church.
We had humble beginnings, I think you could probably put it, didn't it? Starting of the church has its foundations in two ladies got together and they started meeting in a home. And the home was just across here in Little Street, which is opposite Century Walk, and they had about 20 or 30 people meeting in a home. And then it became too much for a home, so they built a tent. So there's a photo here of the tent. Churches were held in a small tent adjacent to the home that originally the people gathered. And here are some of the people. There were the Dunks and the McGregors and the Stoddens. These sort of families were heavily involved in the foundation of the church.
This is where they were in Little Street, where it started.
This photo here took me, that's about Glen Waverley as it was when we came. Mud, slush, but they sort of worked through it all, didn't they? When you say the old church hall, this is part 2 of the church.
Which happened quite a few years after.
The original part was in the coffee shop and the book room. So the original building was built in 1954?
53.
53, was it?
We've been in Glen Waverley, from my understanding, since 1953. We feel as a board, God is calling us to minister still within Glen Waverley. God's just giving us that next step to look to, and we're patiently waiting upon Him to reveal those things.
Oh, here we are here, yes. Gee, I haven't seen these photos. That's a new one to me, Dot. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Church of Christ Chapel to be erected on this site.
And the church grew quite quickly. Young couples like ourselves coming from all over the other side of Melbourne, and it wasn't long before there were children, of course. We had the older people who were already here to learn from. It's just exciting.
I see there's an interesting one here of the bus. You know, it got to the stage where we had so many children that we needed moving around. They decided to buy a bus, bring people to Sunday school and take boys and girls on camps, jump on the bus and away you'd go. We had what they call the Montclair Manor.
We have had 2 dinners during the year and 2 pancake nights. We did the cooking, but the whole idea was that the money that came started to pay for our church buildings.
Open air services.
Yes, we did.
We had
have
open air
some.
services. We'd go down to the parks, the local parks. That'd be Gels Park as well as down here at Mount Waverley, I think. It was aimed to be a witness, you know, to the community. If they didn't feel comfortable coming to church, perhaps they feel comfortable coming, you know, to a park. I don't think there's much difference, quite frankly, between how we started and how we are today. What started sort of through boys' club, girls' clubs and looking after families is now sort of evolved to be looking after by the coffee shop, the book room, the ministry by New Horizons. But the foundation is still the same. It's outreach. And because of the New Horizons, it's a 7-day-a-week activity.
That's right.
We don't just come on Sundays. We're here to serve the community 7 days a week.
What does the future of New Horizons mean? What is God trying to show us? I think He's asking us to consider what is really important for Monash and what it is that Monash City Church of Christ stands for and wants to do in the community.
The church had a slogan which was the church in the community with the community at heart. The church was always an outreaching church, a welcoming church, wanted to reach out into the community to bring people in.
God gave me this vision that said people need something more reason to come in, not just here I am. I hope what we do with New Horizons gives a glimpse of what the church will be, what it should be, but I trust what it will be.
Stella wanted to know that we were there for people out there who in times were bad, that they could come enjoy softer surroundings. They're not being charged a whole lot of money, and talk particularly with Stella herself.
It was very interesting that the first day I drove into the driveway and I said to God, what's going to happen? I've got volunteers here, things set up. What am I going to do if nobody comes? And sitting on the doorstep was a woman in tears, and she said, I've just been thrown out of home. I've had to leave my children. I didn't know where to go except to come here. She needed someone to talk to and someone to help her. It was a very difficult situation, but it was a monstrous confirmation.
That's her main thing that she's been blessed with, that she can talk to people and understand their problems and help them.
The New Age people kept ringing me up and saying, we want you to be part of our festival. In those days it was witches in full garb, it was incense, it was hundreds of psychic readers, and that horrible feeling that when you feel you're in the wrong place. And God said to me, how do you think they're going to hear about me if somebody doesn't tell them? It's going to cost $5,000 just for the floor space. $1 million, I think, it was what it felt like. And so I said, we're just going to ask God for it, and if He gives it to us, we'll go, and if He doesn't, we won't. And yeah, for something like 20 years, there was always just enough money to pay for festivals. So we've given away thousands of Bibles and Christian books over the years. We've sold some too.
This community, they love you, even though they don't know you. I think this is the best way to show people how our Godfather actually He loves you. For me, I feel like, oh, that is the person I want to be. They're leading by example through their daily life.
Sunday church is fine, good and important, and traditional is okay. But that's only part of the story.
A big heart, I think, doesn't translate to obvious things and big impact, but it means serving out of a heart of compassion and really wanting to be generous, to serve the family that visits or the person who is just in need and just needs someone to listen to. We may not have as much as the bigger mega churches, but we offer what little we have and allow God to do the rest.
When Angela was little, she was highly disabled. I still remember one day, Angela was in ICU. And my husband, he didn't seem like want to be in our family. I'm very alone. That moment, when I'm very alone, and Jane and Daphne just show out to my doorstep. Jane say, okay, now you definitely were going to look after your daughter, Elsa. Let me and you go to hospital. We cannot do anything, but we just go to hospital to see Angela. And that for me is like, I feel so comforting. I remember Jane told me like, in this world, only one person can save me, that is Jesus. I called out to him for the first time and said, Jesus, if you are real, then you need to help me, because nobody can help me, because the doctor don't know what happened to Angela, and she's critical, she's in ICU, and on the way to the hospital, I hear a voice just talk to me. When God talks to you, it's just like a tattoo. It's just like tattoo on your soul. It's just not going to fade away. It just stay there. He said, from tomorrow onward, Angela will improve. I'm very grateful we have like 3 good years of time. Angela was really stable with us. Like we got to enjoy her, play with her, get to know her personality and all these things. Yeah, until God just took her back to Him.
Where you have a doubt or it gets tricky, God always sends somebody to say something encouraging, and if people feel loved, you're 3/4 of the way there.
Yeah, they just accompany me through. There's so many people that they just show so much love to me, even though I'm just a stranger for them. Yeah, that's the thing that made me stay, made me feel home. I'm so grateful that our God is just a kind Father. He's always find a way to comfort His children, especially in the most difficult time.
That He's there every day for us. I lost my husband a long time ago when we were 43. The church to me here is like a second home. If I'm not at home, I'm happy to be here. I think it's great for the church now to be celebrating 72 years. But when you start with something as humble as what our church was, and to see it develop into what you can see walking around the church, it's been exciting, really, to know we've grown in lots of ways. I think we realise that our need is to go. The building itself is getting old in lots of ways, and we just don't know where we're going, but we hope that God shows us where we need to go.
For me, it's like maybe God shut this door. Actually, it's just forced us to move to another bigger and better plans that He put ahead of us. Because sometimes as a human being, it's so hard to move ahead. God didn't force us to.
Dishwasher machine has given up, the stove's given up, the ovens have given up. It's like, sure, it's time we got out of here.
Our strength is that we have a love that is beyond our own capacity. We're not immune to the harshness of challenges, but as a family, we also learn to come back together to work things out with the posture that has been set by Jesus.
So easy to get caught up sometimes in programs and a whole lot of other man-made things, but we need to have God at the centre of all that's going on. So long as God's at the centre of the future, the church will be in good standing.
And we might be in a position where it's a new church in a different area for people to come and get involved. Hopefully, we will have enough goodwill going out that people would want to be involved again.
We are here in this generation at this time by God's doing, and this is the mission field He's given all of us, and changes need to be embraced. Whether they're good ones or bad ones, they're there. We need to embrace them, and with God's help we can do all sorts of stuff.
I don't know what the future holds, but as I look back to all the things that we've gone through and worked through together, as we look ahead to what new ministries that may continue to honour those legacies, honour that heart that was started very long ago. I'm hopeful that we really get to grow more and more like Christ in that process.
we just know that God's faithful, and He's always been faithful. There's been the ups and downs in the church. We're going to miss this building when it eventually disappears, because it holds so many rich experiences for us along the line. But the church consists of people, and the people are important, and as people move on, they'll establish themselves with new and exciting times. But I think we just have to make sure that we proclaim the gospel, the good news that Jesus is alive today as He was yesterday and today forever. There endeth the lesson.
Take heart. Don't be anxious or get discouraged. God, my God, is with you in this. He won't walk off and leave you in the lurch. He's at your side until the very last detail is completed for conducting the worship of God.